Stand and fight. Stand and fight. Feel the burn.
The battle resumes.
Welcome back. Yeah, one game.
They are just an amazing example of what giving South America more slots will do. The region has developed, the players have gotten stronger, you're seeing all this representation, they're doing amazing. I'm so happy for them, legitimately, just so happy.
They definitely did need some time, same like SCA, right? For these veterans to become those strong position 5s and 4s that can captain the teams. Matthew, a perfect example. They needed a little bit of time, but once they got it, I believe they'll just become unstoppable. SCA and SA together.
T-Governor, Team Liquid had to go backstage. Blitz was watching the whole thing. Now, he's not that big, but he gives damn good pep talks.
Yeah, he's got a good aura to him. Yeah, this is a game for Liquid at least that losing it, you can shrug it off as that was a bit of a blunder, right? But you can also then go, we just need to reset ourselves mentally. That it's not about Dota anymore right now, in this best of 3, for Liquid at least. It's about getting yourselves back into a position where you can think about the game logically. You're not playing with the heart and the passion and the kind of the dismay of what happened in that first game. Like a lot of teams, after losing that type of game, they'd rip themselves to shreds going into a game 2. But I feel like Liquid, when you have Blitz and the support stuff, you know, Jarek's jab, the entire team around them, they'll be able to recover and just reset themselves psychologically so that this game 2 isn't going to be some Thunder Awaken masterclass on early game aggression.
And it wasn't, as you say, they didn't really throw something away that was guaranteed because it didn't always look like Liquid were going to win that match at times.
No, definitely. They had a ton of clutch moments. If you even think about it, 5 minutes prior to that, they had that amazing Shrine fight where they had all 5 buybacks used. That's not something that you usually do when you're in a full controlling position. I believe that Thunder Awaken, they should be happy about the way that game went, and if they have lost, it might have broken them, but obviously they didn't lose, and the comeback might make them even stronger for game 2.
Sheepo, what do you think these two teams feel about each other in terms of their team fight ability? You know, do we feel stronger here against our opponent, or do they feel stronger there?
I have always felt much better about the Thunder Awaken early game, and last game was no exception. I think the way that they played around Zai was fantastic. They used their lane swaps. They have this Bloodseeker versus the Pango that ends up happening anyway in the other lanes. They crush him there. He TP's bot. They black hole him, kill him again. He goes back bot. Now they've brought Bloodseeker down there. They rupture him.
Just the fact that they got their Bloodseeker was even better, it's full comfort zone for Thunder Awaken.
No, for sure. It's a complete comfort zone, and
it's always Picard who really gets the last, pick. They really focus around, is he comfortable?
I mean, he's a record breaker. Like, he's literally like most average kills in games, highest GPMs. Like, you'd want to give this player those just kind of priority in the draft at least.
Yeah, I think we might even have some information on Picaz. We have to see. We were a little bit more suspenseful with getting into game 2, even though the players were back on.
Because of Boxy and Broodmother, right? So overall, definitely can have a ton of impact early on.
You see the gyro coming out here on the main stage for the second time today. So taking a page out of Asta's book.
Another answer to the Enigma in the laning stage, right? But I'm wondering, like, we did witness a Rubik in that last game. Is that something? Tusk can be a little bit scary, right? Like, he gets on top of you, eliminates you, but you are playing into an Enigma. Stealing that black hole could come in handy.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where Rubik's still prevalent, Silence is still decent. The bans right now from Liquid, they're respecting the big picture of Thunder Awaken, but they might have to consider some type of ban to potentially cover this.
I think Matthew is the one that prefers playing Marcy on their team. Otherwise, we could have seen something like a Nyx as well, which it didn't get banned this game. But looking at Panda's hero pool, he has really enjoyed the Crystal Maiden. It might just be that they pull that out again because he plays, we've talked about it in previous panels, he loves save heroes, and if he's not playing save this tournament, he's been playing Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, one hero that got banned out versus the Enigma last game, it was because of Insania, but Winter Wyvern got banned out. Is that something that Panda can play as well?
Panda can, yeah.
Decent versus Enigma can fly over the shards as well.
He actually has a very long relationship with Winter Wyvern. He used to play it, but like the pressure of getting the good ults off, yeah, it was too much. So he actually just completely stopped playing it for a really long time.
That pressure gets to all of us.
And he's not played it at TI, but this is a decent game for it.
I was going to say, he finally got over that and started playing it again back towards the later end of this year, and it is something in his repertoire now.
Sounds like a very toxic relationship.
I mean, my God, my boy. I mean, I want him to play to his comfort, though. I think if it's something like, I don't want that doubt to kind of creep in of like, can I play this here? It's
okay, so they're switching things up a little bit here. Enigma, I was thinking about this. We saw Tusk and Brood in the morning. We're gonna see it again. And what is this? Enigma 5, right? Like, do you rotate it to a 5?
That's the reason why. Gyrocopter earlier today, we saw the Enigma into the Gyrocopter into Enigma lane because of course, the flat cannon killing off the Eidolons. Picaz is the player that's played it the most times. This is now his 3rd Gyrocopter game, and 6 so far at this TI. He's the one that popularized this hero for other teams to copy. And yeah, Liquid, they're like, okay, let's put the Enigma down, a couple slots, pick Brood. Maybe if you're Thunder Awaken, this Gyrocopter also gets potentially demoted a little bit in regards to support.
That's what worries me, right?
Keep fighting the flexibility.
I want Panda to be on his comfort. I don't want him to be shoved on a Gyrocopter that he doesn't feel good on.
Do you actually think that it needs to be relegated?
It doesn't need to be.
Yeah, can't you just go the same way OG did it, but maybe a little bit more precise with the Snapfire here? You pick it up. You have a way to get over the shards with the gyro, and you actually are strong enough to match up in that lane.
As long as their position 5 provides kill threat on the spiders when Brood hits 6, so then gyro plus this 5 can just hold hands the entire time throughout laning phase, and then that kind of post-laning phase window where Brood tries to take your tower, I think they'll be in a pretty decent spot to take a fight with this Brood.
Hold hands as in IO? Probably not happening, right? They go with the Disruptor instead.
Yeah. It's going to be an aggressive lane. Like, this is going to be, when they enter this, it's going to be Thunder Strikes, missiles, just really trying to get this Brood a little bit out of lane early on.
Yeah, we just spam her right in the lane. And
some teams have completely ignored this aspect of Brood, but it always has these downsides. You can pick heroes that fight and don't care about Brood and just try and take the fight to the other places of the map, but she will take your tier 2 for free if you do that. And when you lose that, your map becomes smaller and smaller, and your net worth really starts to shrink.
Well, they get that extra wall, that extra protection in the Tidehunter that you can actually position against the Brood in any lane. Post-laning stage, he's just going to sit his watermelon ass in front of the Brood and defend the tower forever.
Amen to that.
10 seconds.
There is obviously slight problems with that he's also your key team fight component, and you want to be able to bring him to your fights. So if he leaves that lane at all to go for a smoke move, Brood's just going to pressure tier 2 tower, and he can't defend every tower, everything, and do all the fights at the same time. So it is a lot of burden on his shoulders. And you as well, like, Tide, it gives you stun, but he's not a lot of damage. Right now, like, Gyro needs a lot of items to have a lot of damage as well, and Broodmother is going to rush this Wraith Pack that she's going to have around 13 to 15 minutes, and that's going to reduce everything.
Yeah, was an option, an obvious one as well, right? Like a hero that can get on top of the Gyro later on, but also a hero that can deal with Tidehunter.
Secret's response as well, when Sacred played the Tidehunter in the upper bracket, it was against his Ursa lane. It didn't do too well in regards to the game, and this is going to be Liquid's response. When you have Broodmother in one lane forcing heroes to rotate there, Enigma sacrificing top lane to keep Ursa at a healthy position, the farm will naturally come to Liquid's side. So it's more on Thunder Awaken, how are they going to make these early game shifts in their hero placement to be able to offset what should be a very kind of playing itself style of laning setup that Liquid have right now.
And when it comes to the last picks, we're looking at the mid laners, right?
Yeah, super active requirement for Thunder Awaken's last pick. Dark Margot needs to be on this like super high damagey style hero to just connect the dots right now between their heroes. They have initiation with Marcy, they have kind of team fight protection with Tidehunter, but they just need that extra little bit of something to put fear into Liquid's kind of early aggression.
Is Puck too weak of an active hero just because of the spell damage?
It's not enough damage, I think.
It's still solid a bit with the Gyro, right? Like it could work, but also teams do like to get on top of Brood easily, and Storm Spirits are...
I would say Batrider might need to be considered a little bit here.
Damn, yeah.
Some Batrider Thunder Awaken, BKB, you just rotate to side lanes, and it just could complicate the game.
With the Quab being banned out, that's probably what's on Blitz's mind as well, right? Like Quab being banned out, Batrider instantly comes into one of the possibilities. But if Bat gets picked up, then you can go with the Storm perhaps for Liquid. That's an option. One of the ways to deal with the Bat in the laning stage and later on as well.
Yeah. I don't need I don't need someone that makes plays on Thunder's lineup right now. I just need someone that can hold the tower fight. Like if Liquid want to come mid and push, for example, I want them to be able to fight around it. I just need damage. Like I'm so concerned about this Wraith Pack timing on Brood. That was bad.
Ban the Batrider.
I mean, maybe they could opt for like a Kunkka or something, and he goes for this physical damage build. It's really the options are much less because Thunder also banned out a lot of the heroes that
just go with the Spirits. I feel like Spirits are always your safest choice. Like they give you a little bit of everything, and you can defend the towers perhaps with the Tidehunter standing in front of them, and then Ember is the one that will bring the damage and also gives you that ability to breach the backlines, get on top of Brood.
Trying to think of the Liquid last pick now.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, they have Ursa, who's going to match up well into Gyro, deal with Tide in lane. Ember, I guess they're lacking lockdown outside of the black hole, so maybe just something with a little extra catch.
They could go
Who
for
do
like
you guys prefer draft-wise? So far, I know it's not finished, but like, do you feel comfortable for Team Liquid going into their elimination match?
I feel like their draft is a little wonkier just off of that Enigma being a position 5, most likely being the position 5. They go with the Puck.
Choose your hero.
Nice. They have a lot of lockdown now.
They needed a way to basically, to Thunder Awaken, they picked this Ember Spirit because if Tide has a bad lane, you need an extra core to help poke in these earlier fights, and they want to bring numbers. Ursa needs more time to come online. So,
No, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no worries.
No, it's okay. The players are ready. This could be Team Liquid eliminated. Let's check in.
Thunder Awaken, it's got to take some serious mental resilience to come back after a Mega Creep comeback like that and lose. If you're Liquid, it's going to take a whole lot. Meanwhile, Thunder are going to be feeling themselves, right?
I mean, this is a test of team fortitude right here. There's no other way around it. Liquid has... Some of these guys were denied TI last year. They come in this year. They're on the ropes in LCQ. They make it through those groups in pretty good position. They go through this bracket. They're in the lower bracket. They're on the brink of elimination so many times, and yet they are still here for a reason. The mental fortitude of this team is out of control. And on the flip side, Thunder, they are looking for the highest position ever for an SA team. That is why they want that respect. This is 11 years in the making for this game right here of SA Dota getting to this point. Can they push their ticket, or are we going to go to game 3 where Liquid will test them?
30 seconds.
Looks like more team fight is in store because once again, Tidehunter Enigma would not be a TI game without the big boys.
We're going to have the big team fight spells blowing around in this game, and it's going to be an exciting one. We'll see whether or not Liquid, if this journey has been too long and too hard for them, that game 1 demoralized them, or whether or not they're going to bounce back. EG versus eHome. We had that probably the most iconic Mega Creep comeback game.
The battle
For sure.
begins.
And that was going into game 2. I mean, that game 2 really wasn't that close. EG
No, it's hard.
stomped him.
You lose to Megas. It's like, well, if we couldn't beat them then,
Yep.
how do we get there? I mean, I was there at that tournament, and that series gave me a heart attack then. I think this game is right up there.
On the other side of things, we had Secret versus Mineski. That was another game 1 Mega Creep comeback where Mineski had the game 1. They had it absolutely won.
It was locked.
And then they go into the throne area. They lose it. Secret go for a desperate push in. They do manage to take it. But they go into game 2. They bounce back, and Mineski actually takes it. And sort of a iconic what if, you know, like what if they could have gotten that 2-0. So there's 2 different sides to that Mega Creep comeback and going into game 2.
I mean, you can do it. You can come back. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible at TI. All bets are off, especially when the pressure gets up like this. We are playing for top 4. It's every player's dream for years and years to get here. You're not going to get deterred simply because the Mega Creeps got to your head. That means game 2 already off the bat. We have a Thunder draft that is designed to deal with the summons coming out from Liquid. And Liquid trying to pick up the pace here. They have a very fast tempo lineup. Enigma, Brood, they can play the map very quick, and Ursa can take advantage of any pickoffs. Transitioning into quick Roshan. Roshan number 1, Roshan number 2 with the shard. Exactly what Matumba is looking for in this game.
Now the
Kind of a
gyrocopter
flip script almost.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The gyrocopter that we've been seeing outside of today, we've seen a lot of times being picked up, counterpicked to try and deal with the offlane Enigma. It's one of the better carries to address that hero. Instead, the Enigma switched over to the support position. Zai is a Broodmother. Do you feel like that gyrocopter addresses Broodmother as well as it does the Enigma?
I mean, also, this was a matchup I thought we would have seen a bit more this tournament. I know it used to be very good back in the day. Like, the missile gives you vision. You can hunt them down in the trees. The flak to deal with the spiderlings. I imagine this matchup still has to be good for those same reasons. But, of course, Brood is building utility nowadays. You're going for the auras. You're going pipe, rate back, AC type build. This can help mitigate a lot of the AoE damage from Gyro. So I'm not sure how this matchup exactly goes nowadays. I'm sure Pakaz is going to have a fine early game here. There's no way he's going to get pressured too hard on this lane, I think. I say that, and we've seen Boxy have some crazy good shards and kills on the lane.
Oh, first blood still open. Matumba Man really wants it here, but the damage coming out from the Disruptor dissuades him from going for it, and he's going to play underneath his tower here. We're currently looking at a situation where I think Thunder is walking away with 2 lane wins, right? We already talked about the Gyrocopter. We've got the Ember Spirit versus Puck matchup in mid, which Dark Mago's doing very, very well, 14-4 right now. And it means Liquid kind of needs to get a big W out of that top lane, right? They kind of need to shut down that Titan.
I mean, they need to make sure that Matumba keeps farming on this lane. There's a lot of harass that can come out of this lane. Disruptor tied with the Gush build. They did this on one of the earlier series versus Secret where they put the Maiden up here just to guarantee that this tied Ursa matchup does not go poorly for them.
The shard, it landed. You said Boxy's been on point with this one, and it almost brings him down here, but Zai actually stumbles a little bit too far forward. Marcy uses her dirty advantage to toss him into the tower. Matumba Man, though, he's having a hard time dealing with this. The Gush and Thunder strikes. They spot him in the trees. They're going to be able to get one more round of Gush, and the last hit comes in. Pandamoo takes the first blood.
Better to go to the Disruptor than the Tide, who had to use a lot of his resources to get it.
Oh, what a stun from Matthew on the other side of things. They actually throw out the shard. They're going to try and lock in Matthew. Zai, though, he's not going to survive. Oh, he does. That final shot did not come out from Pakaz in time, and Zai lives through it, so they kill the support. And Pakaz is actually a little bit low, too. Boxy. Oh, is he going to cut the creep wave, or are they going to try and keep Pakaz under the gun here?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to pull it back, reset the equilibrium, make this lane even more awkward for Pakaz. I don't think Pakaz was too sad about getting all that solo XP, but definitely setting Marcy back quite a bit.
Yeah.
Liquid support's having the better exchanges here. Sania also just denying farming up with that Basilius. As long as you don't die early on this support Enigma, you're going to be pretty happy going into the mid game. You can farm a decent amount, scale, perhaps the build the utility.
Get some damage. Matumba Man is going to have to hop out here.
Yeah, this is the downside. Enigma is not helping you much in these trade situations. Matumba's feeling it right now.
Yeah. He's going to live for now. The Gush.
Salve it up.
He can pop it. He's going to be able to take away the salve. That is just as good as killing him, honestly.
Yeah, even better. Now Matumba has to tank all these waves into the tower, too. He's missing range creeps. Rough CS start for him. Meanwhile, Dark Mago, he has been owning mid in this matchup.
Yeah.
He's up almost 400 net worth, decent amount of CS. This is Ember favorite for the lane, and of course, once you get into that mid game, the coil has a really big window where you can punish this Ember Spirit. That's what Liquid's going to look to do. Big question to me is, do they have the damage follow-up with the coil? Like, Enigma is not going to provide much for it, and it kind of comes down to Boxy, which is why this start is super important for him.
And on top of Because, they're going to try and disrupt some of the damage coming out from that battery with the snowball. Zai life stealing a decent amount. They got to keep their distance from this barrage.
That's level 2. He's putting the points into the magic damage, not going the flak, because of course no spiders till later on.
Look at this rotation. This is going to maybe catch him out. He's not level 6. They want the kill on his side.
Didn't get the chain on the Brood?
No, he didn't. Instead, they're just going to have to be content with the kill on Boxy. Not what they wanted, but at least they get something. And it does get him to level 6.
Zai still has full wand up as well. I'm not sure he would have gone down anyway. Look
at it. He's going to stick around. He's going to leave a remnant.
Yeah.
Wonder if Zai has spotted that remnant.
This is an interesting move. He TP'd to mid, so he's not going to base to refill. He is trying to bait out the overextension bottom so he can go back and flank them again. Very interesting move from Dark Mago. Especially to kill the mid catapult first, too.
Yeah.
He'll sacrifice the rune for this. Regen into Mikkei's hand, but Liquid has to think about this bottom. I also wonder if it's just a backup plan. I don't think Thunder want to get... They don't want to feed more kills to this Brood Tusk lane.
It's a very dangerous duo. Let's check in on that top lane here as... how's that Ursa doing now? Sitting at 2,100 net worth, so the Tidehunter has kept him pressured, kept pretty close. You said it, Enigma really doesn't provide too much right here, right? The Kraken Shell against Malefice and the summons.
Yeah, it's not an offlaner ideal for Enigma to kill. I think Thunder's going to be happy to just keep both cores low net worth on this lane.
Yeah.
Especially if you can give extra XP to the Tidehunter, because he is getting denied a little, right? That is the power of Enigma here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Panda Move think about some stacks as well. You have Tide Gyro. You gotta be thinking about these Ancients.
Yeah, certainly. Trying to take as many of the hard camp creeps as possible. Oh, TP to bottom lane. They're going to make that move. Here comes Matthew. Two-man stun. Very nice. They're going to turn around and try and kill Matthew. And they might be able to get him, too. The snowball's actually going to go over and hit the gyrocopter on top of that. He wants the kill on Boxy, and they're going to be able to glimpse to get it. But Mikkei's going to show up with a two-man coil. They might be able to kill both, but here comes the Ember Spirit. Can they finish off Because in time, or is Dark Mago going to be able to shoo him away? Doesn't get the chains. Only lands on creeps there. And he's going to be able to protect his gyrocopter. The all-important Because carry will be saved.
Now you can see how much Thunder's thinking about these turnaround bottoms. They do not want to let this Brood get out of control too early. They don't want to let him abuse Because, who doesn't want to have to buy too much regen.
Missed the stun, but they get the slight chain. With the damage on the rocket barrage, they got him. Mikkei was going to be able to come back in eventually, but it's Thunder who struck first. The gyrocopter still dies, though, so a one-for-one trade-off. Mago, they have got a glimpse. No snowballs, so Boxy is going to be repositioned to a bad spot. They are getting some decent orb damage in, wearing on him. Boxy with the raindrops, staying alive, getting back to the tower. One more slight should be able to finish him off, but he actually gets silenced. He's going to have to dive in deep. The snowball dodge. It goes up. He goes back in, throws out the shard. Boxy will eventually die, but now Dark Mago has been put into a position where he may be chased out. His Zai's going to try and run him down. He has no more mana. Dark Mago, the orb's going to catch up to him, and he's going to fall underneath the tower. Because is now here, though, and Mikkei has already used his jump. He's already used his phase shift as well. An orb is coming up in a second. He's going to throw it over to the side. Phase shift out. Double kill there. And Stadium now showing up with a Malefice at the top of the coil. They get on top of the gyrocopter. Because thought he was showing up to clean up on the team fight, but instead it's going to be Zai with the ultra kill.
Liquid putting him to sleep in this bottom lane. 4 dead. Absolute beautiful skirmishing from him in the early game. Insania turning up is just the cherry on top. Extra XP for this Enigma. You'll take it every time. Puts it into a little bit of a tower push, and of course, a lot of those teleports for Thunder are going to be on cooldown now too, so they're going to have to send Tidehunter down here just to defend this. And Because is going to have to make the long walk out of base. Not ideal. Teleport for Dark Mago on cooldown for 70 as well. Liquid got everything out of that engagement they won, and even more so much space for this Ursa on top now, right? Matumba gets to catch up. He gets free solo XP because Enigma went bottom. A dream scenario in this early game for Liquid.
Oh, they got to be careful here. This is Broodmother territory. You're crazy to come out here. Matthew, he's going to be chased down by the spiders, who will eventually become one. If Zai gets his way, the last web, the chase down underneath the tier 2s, the armor and the regen is not enough to protect him.
Mother comes indeed, and this game it's accelerating fast. Remember, this Liquid draft, it can convert on the kills very easily, but once Matumba gets lifesteal.
He's routed Pandamu. Matumba Man there on the side is going to be able to easily clean up.
Glimpse to help Matumba farm.
Yeah.
This early game not going Thunder's way at all. Liquid striking back. Mega creep comeback be damned. I'm gonna take it to you.
I think this is exactly the kind of thing you need to be able to wash the taste of that loss in game one out of your mouth. You got to be able to take an early advantage today. Guys, we got this. They're up by 2K right now, but we still have some answers, right? Thunder, we talked about how the Gyrocopter and the Tidehunter are good at being able to address the Broodmother. They're going to be able to hold this safe lane tower for a while, it looks like.
Yeah, Sacred is gonna be a rock in this game. It's hard for them to run into him. They have Black Hole to kill him. That's your best tool. The Tusk can do some serious damage with tag team shards. And of course, at some point, Matumba will deal with him through the Kraken. But for right now, he is pretty formidable. Zai's just gonna trade farm with him, pull the waves, be happy getting super fat down here, which he is. Full hood coming out. It's gonna be an early pipe for this Brood. Coil mid, this is your chance to fuse Ember. Easy.
Big pickup. Ooh, Shard barely off the mark. And Sacred is here as well. Don't want to dive into tier 1 tower with that Ravage ready to go. In fact, they're going to reposition Insania underneath the tower. They're going to blow that Ravage now to ensure 1 kill. Can they get any more? Pandamu.
Zai in the pack, looking for the supports. Maybe?
Or maybe the tower, I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fight that Tide.
Yeah.
No spiders for you.
So he could just go back. I mean, this is all a positioning game, right? Between the Tidehunter and the Broodmother. Wherever the Tide goes, Broodmother can go somewhere else. And maybe it leaves that bottom lane objective open for the taking. Thunder, though, are going to get aggressive here. It's time to shut down Matumba Man.
Boxy's read this play. Maybe he can nail him out.
Boxy, he's going to snowball on through. Try and pick him up, but it's just going to be caught inside the Static Storm. A 2-for-1 special for Thunder.
Ooh, weren't expecting everybody, maybe. I do think Liquid read that move, but Thunder's brought more people. Very nice conversion for them. This is pretty much the only place in the map they can feel confident fighting, especially when Ravage is down, because Sacred is on Brood duty as much as he can be.
Pull back in.
Glimpse on him.
Beautiful stun. Nice combination there from Thunder. Getting a third pickup here. They bounce back. I mean, it was a 3,000 net worth lead just moments ago for Liquid. Now down to less than 1K.
Thunder finding the openings in the very few places they can find them. Huge kills coming out. Again, this Brood has free reign over this jungle. They don't have any catch for him at this point in time.
Those spiders. Eventually, they're going to take this tower. You kill them as many times as you want. She'll be back with more.
Nice little pinata right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, this game stabilized a lot in that last minute. I could have seen it getting out of control, but now Thunder's going to be able to defend this mid tower for a bit longer, standing on 160 HP. Zai will continue to try and send the spiders behind, backdoor it. This mid tier 1 is super vital to the Ancient control, which they want to keep up for Gyro. Gyro has very specific farming patterns. You cannot lose too much early map with this hero, or does not go to work.
I think it's super interesting.
Pushing it to him.
Just now takes this tower, right? It almost seemed like he just left this same.
I mean, that tower's irrelevant, right? Because
yeah,
playing behind it anyway. It's just a free gold.
It's hitting. Oh, big whip there on the Black Hole. Doesn't get it. Boxy gonna try and bail him out after that one. The Static Storm does land on 2. They may have gotten the kill on the Marcy, but now the rest of Thunder are here to be able to clean up. 1, 2, 3. Matumba Man with the enrage. He's gonna try and hop his way out of here, but I know there's no way out of this one. Matumba Man. He's gonna be chased down by Dark Mago. He turns around, throws a few swipes in the air, but a 1-for-3 exchange to the favor of Thunder.
What a beautiful Static Storm. Liquid just overextending into that. Of course, the Black Hole missing doesn't do him any favors. Thunder, again, they're always going to bring their carry to these types of engagements. Pakaz will join every fight he feels like he can clean up. Gyro comes down on top. Beautiful chains to keep him in it. The exact fight Thunder won. Didn't even have to expend the Ravage.
Oh, didn't let him grab that one. Immediately going to be coiled up with Zai coming in from behind. The Ravage to be able to help him out. The Snowball is going to keep that chain stun and a Walrus Punch to finish him off. Now Sacred, well, he's tanky, but he doesn't really have any help. They're just going to run him down here, perhaps. The Glimpse is going to be able to buy him a little bit of space. Zai's having a hard time. Another round of spells coming in from Mickey, though, and the orb should be enough to get that kill, and maybe even a little bit more. Matt,
tasted. He's a god.
Yeah. Beautiful play by Mickey, baiting that one out with the Invis rune he already had in play.
I mean, he's been a monster this series. That first game he played out of his mind. This one, he has kept them in this early game by a huge degree, finding the coils on this Ember. And of course, the kills lead to Roshan. Matumba claiming it early here while they're skirmishing.
Zai, he wants to be able to get over here. I don't think they have the webs to be able to fight in this area. Insania is going to pop over, doesn't have the black hole, just throws this, but he's dead. They created the space to get the Roshan. It cost them their captain. But for now, Liquid will be able to retreat with the spoils and Aegis now on the Ursa.
You can see Liquid's idea about this game. If they ever break that triangle, Brood has the other side of the map, there is nowhere for Gyro to go. Yeah. If that happens, Thunder has absolutely no map, and their heroes are not mobile enough to get to the other side or split push this game too heavily yet until Ember's online. So Thunder are always going to bring everybody to defend that triangle. Once they defend it, they can make a move. They're trying to find something down here, but Brood is a stealthy hero. Good luck, my friends.
Are scanning.
And that idea of like how they want to be able to close out the map is why it was so important for Thunder to have those little moments where they clawed back that net worth advantage that Liquid built up. Now they have to do it again, though.
Yeah, imagine they didn't get those skirmishes. This game could be over by now.
Yeah.
This is how explosive this Liquid draft is. You lose one skirmish, you lose one fight. You're going to lose 3 to 4K off every one. Looking for the coil.
Clean play, and Dark Mago shows just that. Breaks the aggression of Liquid, jumps to the other side, looking for the power rune. Sadly, it's not there. It's going to be a free pickup for Liquid. Big Egg gets an illusion rune.
I mean, look at how clumped Thunder's playing. Like, they expect Liquid to fight them. Dark Mago's not in this top lane. He's not split pushing, trying to draw Liquid away from the center of the map. Very defensive formation from Thunder here, just trying to protect the Gyro's farm and get him to that Ags where he will really accelerate.
Do you agree with this concept? Do you think it's better to just be playing super conservatively right now?
I mean, he's worried about this coil. This coil setup is just so scary for him. He has no defensive capabilities against it. Ravage on cooldown, finally up. But you're giving Liquid an opportunity to invade here with force. Everything up, and of course, Pipe just online for Zai. This might be the signal. No more Ancients for you, Mr. Gyrocopter. They're testing it.
They go leave the spiders in the ancient area.
Oh, that's nice too.
Block it out. Don't let him get any more stacks up. They're going to try and deal with them, and they actually do manage to kill it, but Marcy's still in the area. So the hard camp spawns, but not the Ancients, and that's the more important one.
Don't have to invade it if there's nothing there to invade.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart play from Liquid, and now they're going to find Bakaz top.
Big pickup if they can get it. Chain stun, walrus punch. Yeah, he's completely surrounded. Thunder have been so worried about dealing and trying to open up this triangle that there was no one to help out because, oh, a rupture into a static storm? That's exactly what they're going to gun for here. But they've got to be careful of the lifesteal. He also has the Aegis, so they don't want to overcommit for this too much. But Tumman's going to fight back. The slow and Dark Mago, he's not able to get very far away with that Remnant, but they will manage to finish up. Oh, he got off the enrage. He's out of mana. He's being burned out. The coil is well on top. Dark Mago falls. There goes the first life of the Ursa. The coil about to finish up. They're going to run down Matthew pretty easily here. The Tidehunter is also very low, and they're going to just use the black hole for it. Commit, get the kill. They have to run away from this tier 2 tower with the glyph going out, but everyone does survive on Liquid.
Blink revealed to cement the kill. Of course, Gyro dead that whole time, cannot sway that fight. And Liquid just abusing the map control right now. That kill on Gyro top at the start of all of that, that's because he has nowhere to go. His Ancients get blocked, his jungle's taken over by Brood. Bakaz has no room to play this game right now, and Thunder know it. That's why they're trying to find that 5-on-5. Liquid just playing it super smart, not giving it to him, opting for these skirmish-type engagements where their heroes shine. Matumba knows there's no damage for him here. It just takes way too long to bring him down. He has Aegis on the back of it.
And that diffuse of that inhibit, he blows on Dark Mago. Slows down the Remnant, it doesn't go very far. He burns out his mana.
Yeah, diffusal pickup, super valuable this game. The mana burn on all their cores is amazing, right? These are not super high mana pool heroes. It's gonna be devastating.
Crazy part is, I think some of this, I mean, it's happening around the tier 2 at 18 minutes. I mean, that's a dangerous area to fight, but Liquid, fearless in that regard, continue to fight underneath these tier 2s. They can run down Sacred and take the bottom.
Again, one fight, every kill, leading to objectives for this Liquid lineup. Every one of these little mistakes that Thunder makes, and they're hard not to make at this point. Cementing this game even more. You're up to 8 or 9K gold lead at 19 minutes. You're going to have that second Roche coming up within the next minute or two as well. Matumba's going to be happy to clean that up real fast. And of course, you have Enigma Tusk supports. These are two heroes that are going to scale beautifully into the late game. You're not even necessarily in a rush this game. Liquid is feeling very comfortable right now. In terms of comeback for Thunder, you have this Gyro Ags, but Hags is only as good as the camps you have the farm, and he still doesn't have many. Zai is just continuously blocking half these neutral camps, scouting with the spiders. Doesn't even have to show his hero. The catch is pretty limited outside of a smoke or this Ember just remnanting in. And of course, if Dark Mago just remnants in, if there's ever a coil there, he's pretty much dead off the back of it.
What is the play against this when your camps are being taken so much? I mean, you're talking about smokes. Do they just try and get to the dire jungle, the dire triangle? Like, how do they open up the map to get Pakaz that far?
I mean, you smoke and catch the Brood if you think your catch is good enough. You smoke the enemy triangle where the carry's likely going to be if you think you can get there. Honestly, your moves are pretty limited. I think in a theoretical world, Liquid can read most of what Thunder wants to do here, right? They're just so closed off so fast in this game. The towers are down. I mean, there's only one space you can be, right?
Yeah, exactly. And with the vision of the Spiderlings constantly going, you see every
so
like 30
annoying.
seconds or so, they're going to show up in the triangle, they get a little information. What's going on here? Oh, that's Pakaz farming. Oh, there's a Tidehunter sitting in the river. So they will always get a pretty early warning sign if many heroes are missing on the side of Thunder. But the onus is on Liquid to continue to get these pickoffs that they've been getting before, and you could see Mickey wants to set something up here. No, they're actually TPing into mid. They see, what do they see?
I mean, they saw him top, which means time to invade the jungle, right?
Okay.
Looking for this Ember, saw him on this mid ward.
Oh,
Does have an illusion rune. Maybe some dodge potential here?
yeah, possible. He's gonna have to do a lot because he's gonna be coiled. So he immediately pops it, tries to get the bounce out, the Static Storm. It is gonna be a big bailout here as the stun is gonna be on Boxy and keeping him chained out. It does allow Dark Mago to get away. Great reaction from Thunder, a full reaction from them.
Again, got to be careful about those smokes, right? Thunder can only be in one part of this map. It's pretty much triangle and their tier 2 mid. That's not the area you want to fight. Mickey identifies it very quickly. If you get that kill and get out, you're pretty happy. Forcing reactions, not too bad. As long as you're farming elsewhere on the map. This is where Insania being top is actually very vital for Liquid right now, because he's making sure they're continuing to extract more out of this map than Thunder, regardless of what's happening around that tier 2 mid. And he's scaling. He's pushing to BKB right now. Like, he's going to have very fast blink BKB. This is not the Wraith Pack Enigma from offlane. This is just, I'm gonna BKB and hole you, and what's your answer? There is no answer in this game. The only answer is very late game when Gyro has bad satanic territory and you just tank it.
Yeah.
But you're tanking a position 5 Enigma's black hole.
Yeah.
It's not even that amazing here. So Insania's cruising to his timings in this game, and that just makes it harder to contest the Roshans as well. Like, if he gets to BKB before this Rosh spawns, which looks super likely, can you even take that fight if you're Thunder? And if you don't take that fight, I don't know if you're winning this game. It becomes very difficult.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like no matter what's kind of happening here in these small little skirmishes, these little moves that are being countered and stuff, it feels like Thunder may win some small little battles, but they're losing the war.
I mean, I think theoretically Dark Mago maybe has to just start playing more aggressive on the map, try and push these side lanes a little deeper and get away before Puck finds him, before Enigma can black hole him. Because otherwise you're just losing so much net worth here now. 11k, you've been clumped for so long, and he's not even close to BKB. Like, this Ember is basically farming nothing right now, right?
Yeah.
And that is a sentence as good as death.
They've got the Wraith Pack on the Tidehunter. It's probably a big reason why they're smoked up right now, but they're not finding anything. They go through the Radiant jungle, but Team Liquid, I'm not sure. They must have just made the read off the spiders. They're playing pretty defensively. In fact, it almost looks like they're going to go for a smoke of their own. So Thunder, if they try and push into this mid-tier 1 tower, it could be a dangerous fight for them.
They've got the wards on Tusk, and they've got BKB on Enigma, so uncounterable black hole here.
Immediately, there goes the coil. A no BKB Ember Spirit, susceptible to so much here if they can stay on top of him. Burst him down before he gets the jump away. He does make it the lane, he jumps out, but there's a black hole from Insania. A 3-man pick up, the Ravage counter goes out, but the Rage was already down from Matumba Man. He shrugs that one off pretty easily. Now pops the BKB. Thunder, they need to be able to break open this fight now. Blowing the buybacks like this, it is a must win. They need to be able to get a pick off or two. It's going to be the glimpse onto Zai, keeping him inside. Insania comes back. They have to get this Broodmother kill. Matthew actually picks up the kill onto Insania. At the same time, Boxy gets run down as well. They try to bail out Zai, but actually feed some extra kills over to Thunder, and a slight change that is barely off the mark. Little unlucky there. Didn't get the puck. Maybe still get Matumba Man, though. He's bonus into Rage and his BKB. If they spot him, get the glimpse, pull him back in. Pakaz is ready to go to clean up the kill on the carry.
Absolutely huge kill. They get the streak gold, almost 1,000 to Bakaz. He is so far ahead now. And of course, Roche spawning during this interval. He just sat there and turreted the whole fight. He's getting sidekicked on top of it, something we didn't mention, but yeah, that flak plus a sidekick is absolutely deadly if he goes unchecked.
Yeah, who needs a satanic?
Exactly, build your own. I mean, that black hole is beautiful from Insania. Coil on the best targets you can get, everything going right. But Bakaz, he's in the back. Double buybacks for Thunder on their supports to push it through.
Yeah, look at him. I mean, the three-man black hole looks so pretty, but Bakaz is totally uncontested here this entire time, as is the Wraith Pack, which is negating so much damage there.
And these are two Thunder supports who, when they come in off the buybacks, can still have high impact. Yeah. The glimpse, the rebound, the positioning, and stuns can make sure Bakaz can hit people. And there's that flak sidekick just going to work. It's something Liquid has to think about.
Now, in the end, Dark Mago does end up dying. Mickey jumped back in and claimed that kill, but obviously it was still a huge win for Thunder, who, I mean, even if the net worth lead is still 10K after that, they stopped the bleed out, right? They got out on the map, they got some big farm, they got the Gyrocopter to his next progression of items, and our Ember Spirit, does he have the BKB yet? That could be a serious game changer considering the way they're throwing that coil at him.
Yeah, he'll get it in 200 gold. Now he's being able to push bottom lane a little deeper. Of course, the trade is Roshan. Thunder could not claim it after that fight. So Matumba's progression still going to be good here. BKB, Aegis, and Shard to the Fuzzy Wuzzy. He's a lot tankier than before. But perhaps the biggest thing out of all of that is Bakaz lived through that too, right? Yeah. Sure, this win percentage is 20%, but this is a draft designed to function around that one hero with the flak cannon, with sidekick, going to work, dealing 90% of the damage. This game is just, if Bakaz gets checked, the team fight falls apart. If he has free reign, these fights are a little closer than the net worth shows.
It's going to be the ultimate hard carry setup for the player who's probably had one of the best carry performances at this tournament and this year in general.
I mean, honestly, I think you just black hole him. Yeah, I don't know if you have to feel too pressured to black hole much else in this game if you're Insania. Sure, if he's elsewhere on the map, you see the freebies, you take it. But it seems like you just black hole the gyro all in him. Where's the fight after that, right?
Speaking of.
Well, not black holing much there.
Insania, he did not expect to find the hard carry in his own triangle.
This is the type of thing Thunder wants happening when they're in this position as opposed to earlier. They don't want to all just be clumped around mid. They want the Tide to be able to deal with that. They want the Ember and they want the Gyro out on the map, at least somewhere cheeky. Pushing some deep side lane, farming enemy side of the map. Now that you have BKB on this Ember, he's a lot more confident to do that. Bakaz can do it with backup all the way to Daedalus now. Gyro hits hard, man.
Zai, he's been working down all of these towers. You saw early on, he was working on that mid tier 1 tower. Now he's actually trying to take that mid tier 2 and take over more of that triangle like we've been talking about.
Yep, still sending the spiders, and he's actually going Ags on Brood this game. Something we saw him do earlier today. He just prefers it, likes the playstyle of having these snares in the back, rooting supports, rooting Ember when his BKB is down. Yeah, they're super obnoxious, man.
Yeah, we actually really didn't get to see that Aghanims put into play too much in that last game. It felt like he came in at the tail end of it, but he'll definitely be able to make use of it in this game as Thunder. They were holding on for a while here, but Dark Mago going to be jumped on here. Can he keep the chain stun? He's got the illusion to be able to jump away. Nice pickup. Illusion runes save lives. It's done it once and twice now.
I mean, he's lucky that Skullbasher decided to save his proc for later. Yeah. He will take that RNG and walk back to his fountain with it. Thinking about who's luckier today. Seems like I am.
Butterfly for Bakaz, so Matumba Man, he's gonna eventually gonna need that MKB.
Wasn't that Team Spirit's best strategy at the last TI? Yeah. Luck? Sometimes that's all you need in Dota, you know? You can draft your heart out, you can play your heart out, but throw a little luck on there.
Goes a long way.
Now you're a champion.
20-23, 29 minutes in, Team Liquid. They've had tight control of this game for the most part. A couple of slip-ups there, particularly that mid-fight. And it has allowed Thunder to get out on the map They've continued their progression in farm, both for the Ember Spirit and the Gyrocopter. It's definitely the Gyrocopter who's taken the majority of it, but with Dark Mago now having a BKB, he can play more aggressively out in these lanes because he doesn't have to worry about just being locked down by the coil alone. Has to be careful of that Basher, though.
But I think this is turning into a game where Liquid is just going to farm to their late game timing and just understand you just all in this gyro and a lot of the damage disappears. Might have to do it through buyback, but I think they're happy getting there. They have very crazy late game, right? You get to level 25 Puck, all of a sudden your BKBs don't mean as much anymore. That sounds like it's a long way away, but he's level 21. He's got Octarine. He will farm the map very fast. He's got Arcane Rune on top of it actually right now, so Mickey is very ready to join anything.
And I feel like Ursa is one of the ultimate, he's both the hard carry and he's kind of like the anti-carry in many ways, right? Especially when he gets that level 25 talent as well, right? Like, who stands up against the double, like, 16 hitter? Dark Mago gets caught. The bottom lane, BKB going off, but Boxy denies him with the Walrus Punch.
The burst is crazy. You have Tusk and Ursa jump at the same time. I mean, it was just with the Puck there, but imagine Ursa hitting you with the tag team with the punch.
Yeah.
Gyro really has to watch his position in this game. Even this Tide, he can get destroyed pretty fast.
Now they do have an interesting timing coming up here for Thunder. The Aegis is expiring and they almost have a Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter. It feels like that's something that is pretty crucial. Most of the time they've just been responding to whatever Liquid's been doing, but with a Blink Dagger on Tide, they can finally be the true aggressors of a team fight.
You can find the jump. That's easier said than done when you've pretty much been stuck in a third of the map for the whole game. You have Spider scouting, you have Ursa who can frontline, maybe get that ult off. Puck is getting untouchable at this point. Turns with the Octarine with the cooldowns. You're gonna have to win some fight with this gyro, and if you lose that, the game basically just ends. Liquid's just cruising into the late game here. I don't think they're sweating at all. Aeon disc up for Mickey as well. Can't even really jump him anymore. And like you were saying, this Ursa gyro matchup in the very late game with the backup he has, someone's gonna be happy to just jump this gyro, abyssal him, take him to town.
Coil going out in the back lines here. Looks like they're gonna deal with the Disruptor first. Pipe goes down, Sacred clearing out the spiders where they can. Boxy's actually gonna snowball away from the enemy team. Looks like they're calling for a reset.
Double damage in the top river, gets denied. Liquid happy to poke here.
They keep it up. Mickey now with that double damage. Blinks forward, getting some ideas. The spinner snare, not going to catch anybody. Oh, that shard almost locked in Sacred. That could have been nasty.
Not a lot of force staffs are repositioning on Thunder's side.
Oh, he's got to be careful. That spinner snare. Oh, no. The Walrus punch into the straight up physical damage to the Ursa. The BKB twice now. Does not save him. And now Picard steps a little bit too far forward. They caught him. The black hole pulls him back to his doom. Mickey's going to jump forward. There's just not enough heroes alive. He's going to try and chase him all the way back down to the fountain. There is going to be a buyback immediately from Mago. See if they can kill this puck. It's so important. Boxy, he's trying to hang around, see if he can bail out his buddy. Mickey's going to use the coil to ensure that Dark Mago can't pursue. He TP's out successfully. Bye-bye.
Not today, Thunder. I'm going to have to be a little faster next time. Mickey just putting on a show on this backline with the puck. Late game puck pushing to that strength link. Good luck catching this man. Whereas on the flip side, Dark Mago's game is just so hard. Random spinner snares. This black hole can come out on the coil and come out of him. Boxy can punch him into the nether realm.
Yep.
That was his buyback as well.
Oh no!
And a dieback as well.
Absolute disaster. Mago cannot be feeling good about that. 70 seconds down. Team Liquid, I don't think they're necessarily going to go high ground in anything. Third Roshan is coming up, but it just further cements what was seemingly already like an insurmountable lead. Now, 25K. I don't know, you're going to need, I mean, they already had one miracle in game one. You're going to need a second one if Thunder wants to close this out 2-0.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That was a miracle win. I don't know what this one would be. I don't think there's a term that applies to it. This game is pretty solidified for Liquid right now. You wait for the next Roshan, you get Aegis on Ursa, and you take the jump fight into the base. As long as you check Gyro in the fight, there's not a lot of turnaround damage that comes out at this point.
Now, you talk about luck. It's a fast Roshan too, so Team Liquid They have any vision inside the pit, which they've got spiders and stuff. You should know about it pretty quickly.
I mean, you can't even get there, these spinner snares. Just slowing Pakaz down.
That's true. They jump on Pakaz. BKB goes off. The bash is though. The shard, it's blocking him in. He needs some help. The lifesteal isn't keeping him alive well enough. But Tubman's eating through it. Now the black hole goes down. But he cancels. He stops it. Insania walks away. Pakaz will similarly limp on outside. Looks to chase him down, but he couldn't quite finish him off with the nukes. And it's Matumbaman who always dies. The enrage goes off. Dark Mago, he needs this kill. The blink away from Matumbaman. He's just outside of the slide. Won't be able to catch him there. Mago, now with a BKB on cooldown, is in some trouble here. He walks his way back. Sleight of Fist trying to dodge the spells, but here comes Matumbaman. He's back into play. Nikkei on the front lines as well. Spinner snare after spinner snare. Matumbaman now pouncing in, life stealing up a little bit more. There it goes. Double kill, running him down underneath the tier 3 because he needs some help. The buyback from Anamu will not be able to help him.
The help is game 3, I believe. Puck pushing level 25 now.
Oh no, Pandabu. Leave him alone. He's just a 4-5 position. He gets knocked out.
What a recovery here from Liquid, man. After that game 1.
GG, that's it. Thunder tap out. They say, we'll give this one to you, Liquid. We'll see you on the battlefield for game 3.